Just wanted to talk, that's all.
How's it going, everybody? For those of you who tuned in expecting a rant tonight, not really in the mood tonight. I'm more resigned to our fate tonight, right? It's more disappointment in how lifeless the Yankees looked for the second day in a row, really. You know? They were just flat. They were just dead. They were just slow. They couldn't hit. And the fact is, you're unlikely to win a playoff series if you have a bad bullpen. And as we've seen all year, and despite the trade deadline moves, the Yankees bullpen is just bad. They're just very, very bad. 9 runs allowed by the bullpen for the second game in a row. First time in franchise history. I really thought Doval would be a nice pickup. I was excited about him at the trade deadline because you look at the stuff and you see 100 miles an hour with movement. You figure he would be tough to hit even if he wasn't exactly precise on any given night. But that's just not the case. He gets hit every time. He's been awful. Leiter didn't have it again tonight. Hill didn't have it tonight. Luke Weaver got lit up like a Christmas tree. They said tonight that Aaron Boone is still looking for his circle of trust in the bullpen. You can't trust any of them. It's a shame that Mariano tore his Achilles at the Old Timers Day because I would trust a 55-year-old Mariano Rivera more than anyone we've got out there right now. Boston lost, so we got that going for us at least. But look, you have to firmly be thinking wild card at this point. And let me try and get the score of the Blue Jays game. Astros beat the Blue Jays. So while the Yankees lost, the Blue Jays and Red Sox also lost. And you can look at it this way. It doesn't really affect you in the standings all that much, but you missed an opportunity, right? You could have gained. Could have gained back the game you lost last night. But with just 17 games left, the Yankees are looking like probably a wild card team, probably a first-round exit, unfortunately. After all of what we've seen this year, the 7-game lead in the division, another summer slump, a brief time here for the last few weeks where they looked pretty good. They looked like they were rounding back into form. There was that talk, well, we can't beat good teams. You'll win 2 out of 3 against Houston. You win 2 out of 3 against Toronto. And damn it, they reeled me back in. But once again, they hit the canvas tonight. You guys ever play the game Mike Tyson's Punch-Out? It's this old Nintendo game from the 80s. And the first boxer that you face is Glass Joe. That's his name, Glass Joe. And it is impossible to lose to Glass Joe. I suppose if you don't hit any buttons or whatever, you could lose. But if you play at all, you beat Glass Joe. No defense, no punching ability, slow punches, very easy to time. You just pretty much have to mash the A and B buttons over and over again, and Glass Joe goes down. The Yankees bullpen is Glass Joe. Easy knockout. And it ruined what could have been a decent game. You had a good pitcher's duel between Carlos Rodon and Jack Flaherty. Yankees could have had Flaherty last year. They didn't like the medicals. They backed away from the deal. And granted, he has not had a great year this year. But he shoves every time he faces the Yankees. And tonight, 5 shutout innings with 7 strikeouts. Judge banged into 2 huge double plays again tonight. I am sick and tired of seeing this guy come up small in big spots. I'm sorry. I had enough of it last year. You got to win something in New York. And that means you got to show up in the big moments. Volpe didn't even play tonight. Sounds like the Volpe era is about as close as it has ever been to being over. Boone said that shortstop is going to be a day-to-day decision, which essentially means it's over for him. He's not the starting guy, the everyday guy anymore. And you have to start thinking, well, Lombard's not ready. Oswald Peraza's gone. Oswaldo Cabrera broke his ankle. You don't know what he's going to be like next year. You do have Caballero possibly. He had a base hit tonight, but the Yankees are going to have to look this winter at getting a shortstop. And perhaps, even though they have a lot of these guys under control, revamping the bullpen, because it is not looking good. Let's get to the game.
Let's go. Let's get it going.
We've got a few super chats here. Earl of Demise says, too many sub 250 home run or bust hitters on this team. You're not wrong about that, and we've been saying it all year. Gen Z Baby says, well, that was effing painful.
You can't win!
And Franklin Lopez points out that Slater, one of the Yankees' trade deadline acquisitions, but not for the bullpen, an outfielder, was the only pitcher that didn't allow a run. Position player, got 2 outs, and he's sporting a 0 ERA. So, hey, nice job. Early on, it was a tight game, and Caballero made a couple of nice plays on defense. In the first couple innings, first inning, it was ranging up the middle. Second inning, it was ranging to his right. Both times, very strong and accurate throws to first base. Ben Rice made a nice play on a little dying quail humpback liner that he had to lay out for. Rodon was pretty good, and I'll zoom in on him in just a minute. But other than that, it was pretty much nothing at all positive for the Yankees tonight. You let Gleyber Torres beat you. He had 3 RBIs, including a big go-ahead 2-run single. Wells hit a meaningless home run down 8-0 in the 8th, 21 home runs for him. I'll be honest with you, I haven't even watched it yet. I was brushing my teeth, I heard it happen, and I said, whatever, this game's over. And I never do that. I'm sure I'll go back and watch it, but what an awful game. What an awful game. Yankees lose again. But that's not all. Because once again, we have to award a belt for tonight's game. Because even though he's a fictional character, I'd still trust him more than anyone in the Yankees bullpen. Glass Joe from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out is your belt winner tonight. Was that a reach? I feel like that was a reach. Look, it's game 145. The Yankees have been outscored, 23-2? 23-3 over the last 2 nights? They've given up 18 runs out of the bullpen. I got to do something to make it fun. Bums, the lot of them.
Damn bum, you know that? Bum.
My bum is on the
Yankees. Let's talk about Carlos Rodon, because I thought he pitched pretty well. His body language over the years has been very indicative of however he's feeling, right? If he's feeling confident, he's rocking that confidence on the mound. If he's feeling like he doesn't have it, he'll stomp around and kick the dirt and argue with the umpire. And tonight, he wore that confidence on his sleeve. He looked like he was there to pitch, and he was. He was. In the 5th inning, though, he hit a bump in the road, loaded the bases, got a big strikeout with 1 out, and then big at bat with Gleyber Torres. He went 3-2 on him, and then Gleyber Torres, with a credit to him, fantastic 2-strike approach, base hit to drive in 2. He got through the rest of the inning. He got through the 6th inning without further damage. But, overall his night was pretty good. Second night in a row that a Yankees pitcher has thrown 6 good innings but hasn't gotten any help from the offense. 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, ERA on the season down to 3.11, whip at 1.07 through 102 pitches tonight, 66 of them strikes. Let's take some voicemails.
It's just a reaction.
Here's Simon.
Hi, Derek. It's Simon from New Haven, Connecticut in Bella Vista. How you doing? What the heck is going on with this team, man? We can't even get any hits. I'm glad they finally benched Volpe because he stinks. You know why he stinks, Derek? He's wearing that idiot Gardner's number. Number 11 was a jinx. So he figures if Gardner's a jinx, I'll be a jinx too. I mean, the guy can't even lay down a bunt. He pumps it up. We're a ping pong team, Derek. We're a freaking ping pong team. When is Halsteimer going to fire Boone and the hitting coach? That's what has to be done. That's what I want to have played on the machine. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Played on the machine. I like Simon. Simon's a good dude. I can tell. Now, in terms of firing Boone, that's going to be something that they're going to have to look at if the Yankees make an early playoff exit. Now, when you consider that they've gone into horrendous slumps in the summertime, year after year, and the fact that they blew a 7-game division lead this year, it doesn't reflect well on the manager. When you think about the problems this team has had with fundamental play, with base running, these are things that fall to the manager. And I think that if the Yankees either miss the playoffs, which I don't think they will, or they have an early exit, which I believe they will, the Yankees really should take a look at management. You really should take a look at who's motivating these players or not motivating them. Here's Brian.
Team just looks so flat against any decent competition. I don't know how these guys aren't getting up to go play. When you can see Toronto's losing, it blows my mind how terrible they have looked the past couple days trying to swing the stick here. It is bad, man. Love to hear what you think, how they should go about it to get things started, man. But it's just awful. They hate to see what it's going to be like in the playoffs if they just can't get it going now, man. It's bad.
You know what is bad about this is they look tired, right? They look exhausted. But they're in game 2 of a stretch where they play 3, 6, 10, 13 in a row. They're 2 games into a 13-game stretch, and they already look flat. And they still got 1 against Detroit and 3 against Boston. Honey, that ain't good. Here's MB.
Hey, MB here, and Aaron Judge just hit into his second double play. They're not hitting. These are the kind of games that I freaking hate and have no faith that the team is going to come back. Poor Carlos Rodon. Okay, goodbye.
Yeah, I mean, and look, when the situation gets big, Aaron Judge,
he can't hit for nothing.
Here's Steve.
Yep. Hey, Derek, Steve calling from Maine. I got an issue with everyone thinking that Trent Grisham is such a great fielder. We're watching him all year. He makes a couple excellent plays now and then. He made a great play just the other day, robbing a home run. But looking at him, he looks like he's slow as molasses. You can't have a slow center fielder on your team, especially a pennant-winning team. So I thought maybe it's just my imagination. So I went to Baseball Savant. And if you go to Baseball Savant and look up Trent Grisham, look at his fielding numbers. Base running value is 5. Fielding run value is 34. Fielding range is 35.
All right, so I'm going to stop you there. There's nothing you have said so far is wrong. However, he has been nursing a hamstring injury for pretty much all summer. Let's go back. You can hit this play button on Baseball Savant, and you can look at his numbers year over year and kind of see the trend line. So let's go back. The first data we have is 2019, where there wasn't a whole lot of data. 2020, elite fielder. 2021, top 25% of the league. 2022, elite, 92nd percentile. 2023, 85th percentile. 2024 didn't qualify, but well above average. This year is the first year that it's really down. And so I'm going to take this as the outlier because he's been playing hurt. But I like it when a guy plays hurt, and the fact that he's been productive offensively has made up for some of that. And I still think he's doing a nice job on defense. Quick word from Arena Club, then we'll come back and wrap up a tough night.
We're throwing a curveball at you this week for our Arena Club segment, as AJ has opened up a Pokemon slap pack.
Is that how you say it?
Pokemon slap pack. Pokemon. Don't ask me to say what that card is, but what are you doing with that card?
I already sold it. Are you
Sold
kidding
it
me?
back, baby.
I bought it, and then I got more money than I paid for the pack, so I sold it straight back.
You bought it for
$250.
You sold it for
$299.
And you can go get yourself something that you maybe know how to pronounce.
Yes, or
card-wise.
know what it is. I just did it because I saw certain people opening Pokemon, and they were making money, and guess what? I got lucky. Made money off of it too.
Exactly. But of course, if you're into sports cards, that is something that you can find a ton of on the Arena Club Marketplace. Buy, sell, slab pack, trade. 20% off your first slab pack or card purchase can be had at arenaclub.com/foul and use the code FOUL. That's arenaclub.com/foul and use code FOUL.
All right, so we got another call here, and I think this one actually makes sense for the bullpen. And I want to see if the Yankees actually explore this.
I think the Yankees should adopt the strategy of back when we used to use Luke Weaver for 2 innings last year with Ryan Yarbrough. He's a great pitcher. He eats up innings. He'll keep our bullpen fresh. Yesterday we had Will Warren for 6 innings. Hey, why not have Yarbrough earn a 3-inning save? Why not, give some additional days off to the bullpen? We need to use Yarbrough for 2 innings again. I think
I like the idea. I like the idea of going multiple innings with Yarbrough on a regular basis. Look, it's the end of the season. All hands are on deck. Everybody should be given a chance to, get more playing time based on how they perform. And this is a guy who was really good when he was a starter for us, and he threw 5 innings in relief the other day in mop-up duty. Yeah, I like it. Give him some high-leverage middle relief innings. I think Cruz will bounce back. I mean, yesterday was an anomaly for him. But him and Yarbrough and a little bit of Weaver, who I know had a tough night tonight. Most of the time, he's pretty good. Those are pretty much the only guys. And Bednar. Those are pretty much the only guys right now that I trust. Tim Hill sometimes against lefties, and Slater wasn't too bad. But, hey, tough night for the Yankees. We're going to wrap this up kind of short. It's been 2 long games for the Yanks, but just try and avoid the sweep tomorrow, and that'll be that. Reminder to like and subscribe. Check out PinstripeTerritoryShop.com to get Pinstripe Territory merch, to get general Yankees merch that I designed. Go to NYYDesigns.shop. Call in, leave us a voicemail, 718-899-1068. Of course, follow us on all your favorite podcast platforms. Ladies and gentlemen, tough night. We'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this content, please hit that like button and subscribe. Check out NYYDesigns.shop for some great merch. Support our sponsors. It helps keep the show going. And you can find us on all major audio platforms, so be sure to subscribe there too. But most importantly, come back again soon. We'll see you next time.